Okay. So officially welcome you all to the Catalyst African Town Hall today's edition. We are very happy that you have been able to make it and to attend our town hall. So this is a bi-weekly meeting that we do on Fridays. We bring in resource people from the Cardano ecosystem to educate the African community on how they can strive in the Web3 setup. So if you are here today, we appreciate you. It means that you have much interest in blockchain and you have much interest in Cardano as well. And you joining us today is going to be very beneficial to you. What we have today on the agenda is we're going to tell you the purpose of the African Town Hall. We're also going to give you the welcome statement, and then also we'll give the platform to our resource people, Josephine and Sebastian, to tell us about Web3 empowerment and then how to become Cardano ambassador. Then after that, we give you a quick update on what is going on around the Cardano ecosystem. Then we'll also tell you about our various partnership programs that we have that you can also participate in. So if this is the first time, you may ask, what is the African Town all about? So we are a group of young people, and we are here to foster innovation, empower African voices in Web3, and also to promote blockchain around Africa countries. So, like I said, this is a vibrant community initiatives, and then we fostering collaboration and also knowledge sharing within the blockchain sphere across Africa continent. Um, we do this through engaging sessions like the one we are having right now, the town hall virtual one. We also have physical programs that we have. Before this meeting will end, we'll tell you our upcoming program that we are having, which is tomorrow. We'll share details with you as well. So this is what the African Tower is all about. Currently, we are operating in 5 African countries, and we are looking to expand to other countries like Zimbabwe and Burkina Faso. At this moment, I'll give the platform to Obio, who is our community manager in Nigeria, to welcome us, officially welcome us. Obio, if you are there, please unmute yourself and take over.
Hi, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So welcome to Catalyst African Town Hall, from the mountains of Kilimanjaro to the soothing sounds of the Nile, across the expanse of the savannah, the depth and breadth that surrounds Mother Africa. We say, Karibu, Akwaba, Kabo, Bienvenue. Welcome to another exciting Catalyst African Town Hall. Our ship is ready to sail through. Sit tight and get ready for a breathtaking experience as we show you around the world of blockchain and other exponential technology in Africa.
Thank you, Obio, for welcoming us officially. So usually we do our town hall in two sessions, right, in English and in French, because we sometimes get much participants from the francophones. But looking at our participants today, we don't have much francophone. So I don't know, Boaz, if you would like to translate this to French for the francophones or um, later.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll do it for our mate here. Nous sommes là pour favoriser l'innovation, la collaboration et la croissance économique. Des montagnes du Kilimandjaro au son apaisant du Nil, en passant par l'étendue de la savane, la profondeur et l'étendue qui entourent la mer Afrique. Nous disons caribou, aquaba, kaabo, bienvenue, welcome dans une autre mairie africaine passionnante des catalystes. Notre navire est prêt à naviguer, rester assis et préparé à vivre une expérience à couper les souffles, alors que nous vous faisons découvrir le monde de la blockchain et d'autres technologies exponentielles en Afrique. Merci.
Thank you very much. So the voice you just heard is Boaz, is our community manager in DRC Congo. Last year, he managed to host about 3 or 4 physical town hall events for the African town hall. And this year too, we are looking to do more programming in DR Congo as well. So this, what they just read is telling you about Africa and how we want to expand Cardano from the mountains of the Kilimanjaro all the way to Egypt in the Nile, back to the savannah, the forest zone, and across the entire Africa. And that is our mission at the at Catalyst Africa Town Hall. Since we are doing this virtually, we can't assure you a smooth flight, but a precaution is always important. We might have internet connectivities. Sometimes to the voice or the pictures quality might drop or reduce. But one thing that we want to assure you that whatever it is that will happen, even if you get dropped, try and come back again, rejoin the Zoom again, because we want you to get the knowledge that we want to share with you from start to finish. Without wasting much time, the most awaited, the most anticipated event, be inspired in Web3 with Josephine. I'll not talk much. I'll let Josephine introduce herself. Josephine will tell us who she is, and then after that, I'll stop sharing my screen and she'll take over as well. So Josephine, if you are there, say hello to us and let us hear from you.
Yeah, hello. Hi, everyone. Hi from Germany. And thank you so much for the invitation. It's great to be here. And I can wait to also connect with you and learn more about you. And yeah, today I'm going to be here as the ecosystem engagement lead of the Cardano Foundation. I joined in April, so I'm pretty new actually. I've been around in Cardano since the end of 21. I've been working for Endmaker Marketing and also for Book.io. So I've seen quite some things, and I'm now here today actually to help you navigate the waters of Cardano if you are a newcomer and if you need some orientation and you want to found or you have founded and you're like, okay, where can I get funding? How can I connect to people? And where can I start? So I would say let's dive in. I'm gonna share with you my screen. All right, choose this one. Looking good. Let me just arrange everything. All right, here we go. So, oh, okay. I've been introducing already. So yeah, we're gonna navigate the ecosystem together today. It's gonna be about first steps, about resources, if you're starting out, but you might also learn one new thing or maybe even two if you've been around for longer. I've seen like some familiar faces in there already. And let's keep going. So what will you learn today? It's 4 things. A, where to get an overview of existing projects, because this is important when you're just starting out. You got to know, is someone already building what I want to build? Did someone have the same idea? And if so, how are they doing it? B, how can you receive or where can you receive support to actually grow and learn and become a better business? C, how to and where to find funding opportunities, and D, some best practices where you can also connect with the Cardano community. So let's start with the overview of existing projects. If you just joined Cardano, for example, it can be very overwhelming. You don't know where to look, you don't know where to ask. So today might help you out with that. So I would always start with research the existing projects, and there are certain ecosystem platforms that can help you with that. So these are just examples. As you know, our space is very fast paced. There's a lot of changes. So we do have the Cardano showcase. We do have ADA Stack where you can see a screenshot here. They give you a good level of detail when it comes to filtering for certain projects. There's also Cardano Cube, and then there's built on Cardano. It's outdated, but I still put it in there for you because it might be interesting to see what kind of projects do not exist anymore and find out why. So you can actually learn from that too. And yeah, why should you do this actually? So like I said, you explore what's being built. You can also visit the websites and follow the X profiles of these projects, and then you can actually figure out how they're doing. So is this idea a valid idea that I have, if someone else is building it too? how are they doing in terms of funding, in terms of growth, in terms of partnerships? Can I maybe figure out a little thing, like something that I could do as well, what they're doing well, and learn their best practices? So it's a bit of research that you can do here. And if you have an idea and it's not listed, you can also always search on X, as this is like the go-to platform when it comes to communication about crypto, Cardano, and blockchain in general. So type in your keyword in Cardano and you might figure out in the history of the post if something already exists that you're thinking about. Yes, something that I also didn't want to forget, and that's why I put it here in the highlight. Your project can get listed too. So if you're building, if you have something ready, if it's on mainnet, for example, then you can also get listed in the Cardano showcase, in the ADA stack Cardano Cube. So that is possible. So you gain visibility with that. If you're building a tool that could help other developers on Cardano, or if you search for a tool that could help you as a developer, the Cardano Builder tools, for example, is a good place to go for you and search, because there you can find not only like SDKs, APIs, and other developer tools, but also more resources, libraries, and so on. So for that, you go to developers.cardano.org/tools, and you can also even add your own builder tool there, so you can get listed too. And if you want to know how, then just reach out to me. It's a simple pull request, but I can give you more information on that. And as you can see, there's also lots of filters for language, technology, or by domain. So if you're really interested in, if you need something specific or see what's out there already, then you can filter there and look for it. All right, we have the first step completed. We have now a vast overview, or at least we know where to look for existing projects. And the next step would be, all right, we know where to look. I have an idea, and now I have maybe validated it, and I want to grow and improve. And I want to know, like, where can I find knowledge? Where can I find people that actually can help me? And this is where the support comes in, where you can reach out to other people. So like it said in the GIF, this can actually like really, really substantially lift up your game. Other people, networks, and knowledge education really helps to hear. So I would say do not build in silence, do not build alone, always reach out. And there's one thing that I want to mention, and this is the very basic of Cardano. If you're new, you can learn about Cardano's fundamentals in the Cardano Academy, and there are actually 2 courses that would be relevant for you. It's the blockchain fundamentals, it's for beginners. It's only 1.5 hours, and you get a free learner's badge, which you then can show off if you want to. But if you want to go for more, there's also a CBCA course, Cardano Blockchain Certified Associate. It's 8.5 hours. I'm currently going through there, and it's very detailed. It helps me a lot also to learn as a newcomer since I joined the foundation in April. You also get a learner's badge, but if you want to have the certification, you actually have to pay for it. But the good thing is that these courses both are free, online, and self-paced, so you can decide when you want to finish, if you want to finish, how you're going to do it. So you can just enter. And the green badges on the left are the ones that you receive anyway. The blue badge, the certified one, for example, is the one where you have to take an exam and pay the fee if you really need it for your job or something in the direction. You could consider doing that. But we also have more learning platforms, and also on the technical side, for example. So I just say, but before I show you all of them and explain all of them, for example, you can go to ADA-Stack.io or to other ecosystem directories and see what's out there, what can help you build. And I saw we also had Sebastian from Andamio in the call. So hi, a great platform too. They offer courses. So I highly recommend to look into that too. And something that's not on the list, but if you're interested, is the IOG Academy on YouTube. They also offer some courses, some interesting videos on Haskell, everything I would say that your dev heart desires if you're into these kind of things. The second step now is we want to reach out, we want to grow, right? And we want to learn. So we should also get support from professionals. So after learning comes, yeah, networking too. I for you, I picked out 3 accelerators that might help you, or that might be interesting to know that they exist. The one of the 3 is the Cardano and Draper U Founder Residency. Applications are closed right now because it just started. No, it's about to end actually. It's about to end now, and it looks really, really successful when I see all these posts on X, for example, like you see on the right. They're actually in Silicon Valley for 5 weeks, and all of these accelerators usually require you to already be a bit more advanced in your project, what you're building, and then you learn how to pitch, the technical details, tokenomics, all these kind of things. And I mean, being in Silicon Valley is just really, really awesome for networking too. Then there's the Venture Hub, and that's a Cardano Foundation-based one. That's already ongoing, so there's also no applications possible yet, but there's going to be a second cohort later in 2025. And right now there's 5 spaces. It will be online and will last about 3 months. And right now what's taking place is the pilot program. And after that, I hope the doors open soon again, and you can apply for it if you want to. So keep your eyes open, visit the website or follow the foundation to stay up to date. And then we also have the CV Labs Accelerator. Applications are closed too, and this is the accelerator that actually just started now. This is a hybrid one, so this is on-site for the first 2 weeks and then online after. And what you can see on the right with the bootcamp, for example, is one part of what they're doing. So you learn also about the technical roadmap, tokenomics, cybersecurity, finding product market fit, very, very important in our ecosystem. So this is just to give you an overview, what is actually out there, what is possible. I just have to think, so the CV Labs Accelerator and the Cardano Draper U Founder Residency, these 2 have been funded by Catalyst. So I'm not sure if they will take place again, but I do not have that insight, but I would say if it goes successful, I really hope to see more of that. And the third one, really important also, is reach out. So to the Cardano community, find people who resonate with your vision, collect their feedback, and actually take it seriously. So the Cardano community is very outspoken. They have opinions, they're good, they can be helpful. So listen to them, also be realistic of what you can do now and what you can implement later. So we have the learning platforms. We do have accelerators, and the Cardano community is also an very important touch point for you to actually grow and learn and become a better business. Now that we've done these 2 points and you know how to actually grow and where to go in the Cardano ecosystem, the next step would be to find funding opportunities. And that would actually also bring you more growth, because more resources means more opportunities, right? So how many dollars do you actually want? And this is a very important question, and I will bring up later again. So 3 examples that I brought with me today. So there's Project Catalyst, and the Africa Townhall would not exist without it, right? So there was actually a fund granted for that. And it's really, really awesome that this happened, that we can meet here today and talk about these things. The second one is the Socius Fund. It's a very, very new fund. I think they're just entering Cardano. And then there's the Cardano Builder DAO, but this is more for seasoned projects, but I still wanted to bring it up because in case you're like already advanced and already bringing on-chain activity on the Cardano mainnet, then this DAO could be something for you. But also always please remember to explore the funding programs that your country or your state offers too. All right, let's dive into Project Catalyst. So they've been funding over 2,000 proposals for now, over $150 million, and they have around 84,000 members. So this is very impressive already. So Project Catalyst is a staple if you want to get funding. And the way it works is that you actually write a proposal, and you have to outline your idea, how much funds you need and what you will be using them for. And then the community votes on that. They will evaluate and vote for it. And only depending on that, you will receive funding or not. But either way, you probably will get valuable feedback. And to help you out here, how to stay up to date with that is you can follow Catalyst on X, that's their main account. You can also follow their general manager, Chris Baird, or you can follow the head of community operations, Danny Rebar. They usually have really good takes and very good insights on actually what's happening in Catalyst right now and how it's developing. And I just want to show you the Africa Town Hall, how this looked like on Catalyst. So you could see like requested funds. You could see how many votes were cast, how many said yes, how many abstained, and then also the idea that the team has outlined, how long it might last, but also details, right? The proposed solution, why this approach. As you can see, to get funded, you have to be very detailed and you have to have a good vision of your project and what you want to do. How you measure impact, for example, KPIs are important too. But all right, let's get back. So we have the town hall, and then there's also the Socius Fund. Like I said, it's pretty new, so you can follow them or go to their website and their way of decentralized crowdfunding. So as I read, they recently implemented quadratic voting, for example, and Socius Fund is good for you if your project focuses on education, on poverty, environmental sustainability, culture, public health, arts, these kinds of things. General tips of funding opportunities. I mean, I'm sure you know it, and it sounds very, very normal to you, very natural. But funding follows validation. This means if you want to get funds, you actually have to validate what you're building. That just makes sense, and this is needed. So you really need a business plan and your achievements ready. What have you brought to the table so far? But also, you really got to calculate your needs, your needed funds, how much. You know, do people need to see that you actually thought about it, that you have a vision outlined, and that you have a detailed plan for how you will use the funds too. Congratulations if you've done all this, if you maybe submitted your proposal to Catalyst. And the next and most important point too, because it ties everything together, is how you can connect or where you can connect with the Cardano community. There's a lot around marketing, for example, but what I want to give you is more of an overview with the touch points. Where can you find them? So as you can see, Cardano community will carry your business and will help grow if you actually do it right in an authentic way. And I will explain a bit more what that means. So if you look on social media, you can find the community mainly on Twitter or X, and in a way that what's best is to be authentic. So for example, to comment, be active, engage, be helpful, that's one possibility. You can also be informational, educational. You can spread good news, all these kinds of things. But what also really helps for you, if you, for example, want to validate your idea, is to join or host X spaces. And I named two here, which is the Cardano over Coffee space. It happens Monday to Friday from 1:30 p.m. for 2 hours roundabout. And you can either just join and listen in. You can also click the speaker button and they will get you up on stage if it fits. Or you can go to their Twitter page and they have a link there. And then there in this Twitter page, it leads you to a scheduling calendar. So you can actually just schedule a session where you will be posting, talking about your project, your idea, whatever it is, on Cardano over coffee. And it's a really great place to get feedback, to get good questions, and to just spread also the word about what you're building or what you're really passionate about. Yeah, and the second one is Clays After Dark. For me, unfortunately, it happens overnight, so I can't listen in too much. But this is a space that I do recommend too, and you can also host it as a project with them, but also just listen in and learn about what's going on in the ecosystem. Then, of course, we also have Telegram. Telegram, there's official Cardano channels, there's sub-channels, but in general, Telegram is great if you're active in DeFi or in trading. You can also set up your own channels, of course. It's also always a question, do you have the resources for that? But in general, to stay up to date and to see what's happening, and maybe once every now and then create a post about what you're building, that's definitely helpful. There's the Cardano forum too. So the Cardano forum is the official one, and that's mostly about education, but also technical support from the community. And you can stay up to date with events and also connect, and really also connect with ambassadors, as they are also active in there. So if you want to, visit forumcardano.org and check that out if it's helpful for you. And two more. This one is Discord. And Discord makes sense if you have enough resources to create your own channel. And if you actually already have the people that want to engage with you and around your project or product. If that's not the case, it's still interesting to actually join other projects' Discord servers and see how they engage with their communities. If they're building something similar to what you're building, it's always good to stay up to date. What are they doing? Where are they going? In which direction? And maybe there's a way to also partner or just engage with their community and learn too. And then we also have Reddit, of course. Reddit is very specific, and that's where this GIF also comes into place, because Reddit, most subreddits have very strict rules when it comes to promotion. So if you want to promote your business, what you're building, then it makes sense to either find a subreddit that allows you to, or to engage in a bigger subreddit until you fit the criteria to actually promote. But I would say Reddit is more for engagement, learning, sharing your idea for feedback, and less for promotion. It's still a very, very valuable place for me personally to actually stay up to date. Well, and then you can also meet people, Cardano people, at in-person events. And what you see here right now is an overview from meetup.com/pro/Cardano. And that shows you all the meetup groups existing globally. And if I remember correctly, it's over 60 groups in over 30 countries. And we have around 30,000 members. So that is really, really interesting to see. Right now, I saw that there's nothing coming up just now, but if you, for example, want to be active, it's the perfect place for you also to host a meetup or just attend and network too. And as you can see, there's also some going on in Africa, and I'm sure the community is amazing there and very worth meeting. Okay, this was actually a fast-paced walkthrough, the fundamentals that I brought with me today. So you got the overview of existing projects. You know where to turn to improve and scale your business. You know where to find funding opportunities and which places are good to connect with the community. But what comes after that? Let's say you've grown your business, you're on mainnet, you have a product, and you want to be more visible, for example. One thing that my team, the community team, can help you with is the visibility when it comes to developer portal and certain media formats. So we have YouTube live streams, for example. We have blog interviews. We have other kinds of interviews. So there's lots of things that we can do for you at a later stage. Well, and this was it for now. I hope I could help some of you and had some, good takeaway points. If you have questions, I think we can first hear Sebastian out as he wants to talk about the ambassador program, and then we can answer the questions together. What do you think, Daniel?
Yes, I think that's a very good idea, and your presentation is very great. If you are late, you join us very late. We are having Josephine and Sebastian, who are from the Cardano Foundation, and they are telling us about how we, the young guys in Web3, we can actually be inspired. There are places that we can go and get resources to start our business running. Don't worry, you have not missed anything. Or even if you have missed a lot, yes, you have missed a lot because there's a lot of information that have been given. We have recorded this meeting, that's what I want to say, and we are going to upload it on YouTube so you can also watch it. Should we do the questions for you first, then we let Sebastian come in with how to become a Cardano ambassador? Yes,
Let's
I
do it
think that
that
would
way.
be that would be great. So let me start. Let me start with my question. I have a question I want to ask you. It's something that I've observed for some time now. Sometimes the young entrepreneurs, they have the zeal, they have the passion. However, when it's come to choosing a co-founder or partnership to implement some of these projects or their idea, they struggle. How do you advise the young guys over here, the young entrepreneurs, how they can actually come together, form a team to have a Web3 setup?
Yeah. So how I would do it is I would first observe the space, who is very active, for example, on Twitter, and people that I resonate with and maybe build something similar or are very approachable. And then I would reach out to these people and ask them this question: Do you have anyone who is currently searching? Do you have a network and can forward me to someone else? So I would actually connect to certain people, and then they can forward me to whoever is relevant for me, for example. Another good idea is also to join the X spaces and say, hey, I have an idea about this. If anyone is interested, reach out to me and let's get talking. So these are two ideas that I have. But if anyone else wants to chime in and also comment, please do so.
That's a very brilliant response. So now the floor is open. If you have any question, you can just raise up your hand with the emoji. You'll be selected, or you can just unmute yourself, introduce yourself, and then pass your question to Josephine. Guys, don't be shy.
Too much information. Maybe it has to first be digested, you know?
Yeah, too much information. You're right. Yeah, Josephine, I think when you were presenting, you talked about the Builder DAO, and yeah, I would really want to get more information about them because I do think I've actually seen it without actually understanding what they really do, right? I think when I really saw them during the current catalyst, like, the whole budget process. That's when I got to really hear people talking about build a DAO, and I was like, oh, so there's a DAO for builders, and that was quite fascinating. And I think you already said something that you said it's only for matured projects. So I was like, oh, am I matured enough to be there, right? So I really want to know more about that.
That's a question, you know. So I've been just researching today too in preparation of this. So yeah, what I found out is, and there's also the website. Have you ever been there? Because otherwise I can just post a link in here. All right. So there's a website, and from what I understand, they're working with sustaining high potential projects. That means that they already have to bring on-chain activity, and they have to have like a potential basically. And when it comes to scaling, this is what I've understood. And what they also, I'm just going through their mission and scope. It says through semi-annual budget proposals, we distribute resources to projects that can demonstrate on-chain activity and active user bases. So in general, they already have to have some kind of success on Cardano before yeah, they can actually get funded.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So I do have a question, and probably that will be a question in the minds of a lot of budding entrepreneurs in the call. So apart from Catalyst, which is obviously a community grant, does uh does Cardano have a VC structure, and not only VC, and angel accelerator kind of stuff. So those two, right? Because sometimes some projects may not be good for may not pass the test of community, and community is good in itself. We are not saying it's not this thing, but they may not pass the test of community, because when it comes to community grants, I always say there are two things involved. One is merit plus reputation, right? And so new projects don't necessarily have the reputation to pull it through. So, but angel investors and VC structures as well, does Cardano have something tailored for people in this particular space?
So, not that I currently know of, but what I've seen was that in the budget proposals, there was something called Antler. So, I can look that up for you again and send it over, because I don't have it open right now. But unfortunately, this initiative has not been chosen. So, from what I understand, they could have brought VCs to Cardano, but I would need to look that up again.
All right, no problem. It's just also I would want to know, is it a strategy in Cardano why we took the community grant approach, and why the community grant approach is not balanced out with a VC and an angel accelerator approach as well?
Mhm. Yeah. In that case, I can only say it from my personal opinion. So we're currently still building this whole funnel out. So we have these kind of accelerators that help the small mid-sized businesses to scale. But what's still needed is, like you said, the end of it, like actually scale with VC money. But also the beginning. How can we actually empower like really starters, founders, newcomers, to actually grow in a way that they will be able to join these accelerators, for example, and have that kind of education and knowledge. So I really want to see that. I cannot tell you why this is not balanced in this way yet, but my personal opinion is that we're still growing and we're still finding our way. And then there's also the other side that in Cardano, this word VC has a negative connotation too, because when you look at Solana, everyone says, okay, there's right, we see activity going on. This is my perspective, but yeah, I just really would like to hear others too when it comes to that. But thank you for the question. It's a really good one.
Okay, Obio, thank you very much for your question. Please, anyone have any question? Other than that, we'll move on to the next agenda on the table. Maybe you
Yeah,
might
so
not have a... Okay, Josephine, go ahead.
sorry, no, about Antler, since I mentioned it, I put the link to the post from Emergo in there. So it says they're an active early stage investor. They propose facilitating and connecting Cardano projects to VC commercial viability, funding access, increased visibility, and enterprise POCs. So this was a proposal, but I have not found it in the around 40 ones that were actually accepted or approved.
Hi, Lucas.
Hey everyone. Just wanted to step in and congratulate Josie for the presentation. It's great to see, and thanks for compiling the input on, for the reality in different circles and different funding opportunities. I just wanted to underline one thing that I felt when I was in the CV Labs accelerator that was funded in Lisbon. I was talking with the person here, and when I tell him that I have an education project on Cardano, that's not on chain, that doesn't generate, I don't know, TVL and revenue and all that, but it is an education project on Cardano. And also seemingly the community that we're doing here, the community building and that kind of thing, it's subjective how much on-chain activity it generates or not. And so I still feel like there's a gap somewhere there's a gap in the ecosystem regarding education, onboarding, community building, this kind of thing. And it's unfortunate because when I hear that they will only fund you if you already have like on-chain activities. Like first, 100 projects need to try themselves, and then the ones that succeed, they want to fund. So it's a bit like hiring a boss or something. It feels like that. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So I agree. And one thing that you could look into is socios for funding. Have you done that already?
I am in touch with Sarah, but I think it needed to be a bit more impact driven. So far, I don't have a specific. My project is more on education, not
Yeah.
so much on impact.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to point that out. By the way, I'm gonna DM you to ask for your presentation, just to review it or see the recording of today. Sorry guys, I'm just a guest here. Thanks. I'm gonna step now. Cheers.
Thanks for stopping by. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, Josephine, I think what Lucas brought up is actually the essence why I asked that question. I think what we do at my company at Remostat, we're doing a lot of work in the Cardano community. We're building builders, right? So, and we're mature. We've gone ahead. We've done this for the past 2 years, right? We got the first funding from Catalyst, and we've gone ahead to at least build more, hundreds of builders, right? Train more than hundreds of builders so far that are currently in the ecosystem. But that will not in any way be chosen as a mature project or doing anything in the ecosystem, right? So while we have our own model, we've generated revenue that probably is crosses tens of thousands of dollars, we would still not be taken as any serious project in the Cardano ecosystem just because we are not doing any TVL, right? And again, it's a little bit frustrating, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I would like to look into that and also see where the fiction might be. So feel free to reach out to me and I could take a look and yeah, help you out, brainstorm what can be done there. In the end, yeah, it would be great to see ideally that the projects who put in the work are also being seen as these kind of projects and are being empowered like that. So right now it's all about the growth, the on-chain growth, and that we fill the blocks, and that we also get this recognition within the space. But I also think what's often forgotten is that there's builders that do not necessarily are on that they're not necessarily on chain. Also, recently I've been talking to a designer, and he also struggles a bit with getting recognition because everything we have on the platforms right now is you have to be on mainnet, you have to build something in that way. But if you're working on Cardano but not building something on mainnet directly, it's more difficult to actually get that visibility and recognition. So I hear you there, and I would love to see that change too, and maybe we can do it together.
Brilliant. Okay, Laurentine. Laurentine, are you talking? We can't hear you. Laurentine, I think you're having issues with your microphone. We still can't hear you. So what we'll do is that we'll move on with the agenda when you set
Can you
your...
hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay. So I was saying thank you, Daniel, and thank you, Josephine, for the presentation. Yeah, I want to bring a question that many people ask on different platforms, and it's the question of the fact that people receive funding to start projects that are not necessarily going to close. I mean, they are not going to finish. Maybe they are going to start a project and run it up to a certain level, but they are forced to just stop the project because of lack of funding. So we realize that in Catalyst, when you start something, unlike maybe African Townhall, I know they've been around for some time now. Some projects that got funded. I'm also in the same box because I'm in Burkina Faso here. I got funded in Fund 8 it was about onboarding in Burkina Faso. But I did something that was not even part of the budget. I started training people. I mean, facilitated the training of people in Haskell, and people got interested. People got so interested. There are so many people in Burkina here. They've been looking up to me to continue what I started, but I'm stuck. Since then, I've been trying to, I've been submitting proposals, but no funding. So I feel that I'm still working. I still engage with university students. I still work with the university, promising them some partnership. I don't know when it is going to happen, but the opportunity is there, but we don't just get access to funding. So now we are moving to another dimension that I really don't understand, where you are now talking about the fact that project had to be on chain to expect funding. Wow, this is going to be hard for some of us, honestly. Thank you.
Yeah. So not all the projects have to be on chain for Catalyst, right? So it's more about developer portal, for example. If you want to go there and be visible, you have to make a pull request. But in order to be able to do this, you need to be on chain. So for that kind of funding, so there you need to be on chain. And then there's of course other accelerators. Everyone has their own criteria. So it's best to look it up and see, but not everyone is the same. So when you apply, check it out. But anyway, thank you so much for teaching Haskell and for being out there and connecting with universities and with people. And I might think that also Sebastian has an idea also to how to help you, or at least get you more recognition and funds in your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so at this moment, we will give the platform back to Sebastian. Sebastian, who is the manager for the Cardano ambassadors, and I'm also part of the Cardano ambassadors. One of the few titles that I'm very proud on is becoming a Cardano ambassador, and it has been very, very, very beneficial to me personally and the African community as a whole. So at this moment, Sebastian, over to you. Tell us about the Cardano ambassadors and what you have for us and how someone can become one. Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel. Just let me check my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
And I don't know why, but it changed my sound input. I think I'll be all right. Okay, so thanks, Daniel, for the time and the chance to explain what we are doing in the ambassador program. I think, first of all, saying that Josie's presentation was like brain blowing for me. It's the first time I saw the presentation, and it's one of the things that I would not have to know before. I think it's a good overview. What can anyone who is starting to develop or to create businesses in Cardano can follow that path? And I think one of these opportunities in the ecosystem is the Cardano Ambassador Program. I joined the CF team 1 year ago, more or less, and my main task was we need to update this program. So we designed the phase 4 of the program. So I'm going to give you a little bit of context, more or less how the program works. I will try to be very brief. I see that we are very almost on top of the hour, but well, I'm really happy to walk you through about this Cardano Community Ambassador Program. We updated just a few months ago. We did a lot of work in creating a diagnosis, how was working in the past. We redesigned it and we tried to shape it from the
Sebastian,
learn we thought.
Sebastian, sorry,
Yes.
we can actually see the other note, but not the slide. Can you hear
Sorry.
me?
Can you
Yeah.
say it again?
We can actually see your speaker's note and not the audience slide. If you can recheck for us.
Oh.
Yes, it's okay now. You can now see the phase 4 of the Cardano Ambassador Program slide.
Very sorry. I normally use 2 monitors, but I'm packing my equipment because I'm traveling to Mexico for a community event. I'm trying to use
Okay.
What about now? Can you see the slide?
Yes.
And not my notes, right?
Yeah, we can see your screen now.
Okay. Sorry for that. It's okay. Just a little bit of context. Right now, we have 80 ambassadors across more than 30 countries, and they're speaking.
Now your voice is gone. Can you please put on the headphone again?
Oh Jesus! I never use Zoom, so I'm struggling with the default speaker. Okay, I cannot hear you better. I think you can hear me better now. Is that right?
Yes, we can hear you better now.
Okay. So as I was saying, right now we are 80 ambassadors in the program across more than 30 countries and speaking over 50 languages. Last year only, they've logged 1,000 unique contributions. What are these contributions? They include everything from organizing local meetups, online and offline, creating videos, writing articles, developing open source tooling, moderating the community channels, and so on. So let me start with a little bit of context. The Ambassador Program started in 2018 as a way to support community members who were organically contributing to the Cardano's mission. Over time, the program developed structured roles. So in the past, there were the content creators, the meetup organizers, moderators, and translators. But then in 2020, they were introduced a reward system, a monetary reward system that was based on a specific task and roles, and that give value to every activity the ambassadors were logging in a proof of work spreadsheet, basically. We also had levels. So at the time we had the most experienced ambassadors and the new ones, levels from 1 to 3. At that time, that brought clarity, but then it created a lot of friction and over complexity. So my main task was to update this program to make it easier for the community members who are part of the program to collaborate and to contribute, and for us as a community team to admin better the program. We did an analysis last year. It took us like 6 months. We collect all the feedback from the ambassadors, from the admin team in CF, and from the community as well. And after this diagnosis, we recognize what is important for the community, and we create like these 5 pillars. First, we implement a new reward system that prioritize impact of the contributions the ambassadors were doing, clearer and simple tools for tracking the work. We remove all these granular rewards that were creating fiction at the time. Encouragement of collaboration, because we saw that many of the ambassadors they were doing an excellent job out there, but there wasn't much collaboration among the ambassadors, so the impact they can reach was a little bit limited by that. And we needed to give them more recognition and also to highlight the ambassadors' contributions. So I know many of you have been part of the Cardano community for many years, but you didn't know that there was an ambassador program, for example, because there wasn't a real way to highlight these contributions. So we remove the levels, we remove the roles in this new phase, and everyone who is part of the program is a Cardano ambassador. And we introduce a new way to reward their works or their contributions. So we have a ranking every month. We create a list of the top 5 contributors every month, and they get $350 US dollars per month, which is, I know, not too much, but is the budget we have to promote and try to amplify the work you are actually doing, because the ambassador program has the mission of kind of amplify the contributions and the work that the Cardano community members are doing at the moment. So it's not for new joiners, as the presentation who Josie did just before. It's for people who has been here and has been contributing to the ecosystem for a while. So we recognize that work with the badge and also with monetary rewards and some social incentives as well. So we have this proof of impact sheet where the ambassadors can log their contributions, and with that we create the ranking every month. And we have two ways of funding the contributions from the ambassadors. One of them is this flat rate with the top 45 contributions every month. And also we have an impact pot, which is a small catalyst, small funding opportunities, which I think sometimes is very important. So you have a small project that you want to get funded, you can apply. We have a platform for that. We use Chambers, which is an open source platform that introduced a little bit of self-governance. So it's not us as an admin team who decide what projects are funding, are the same ambassadors within the program who vote for each other's proposals, and they get decide where the funding goes. So we have this process. We started this year with this new platform, and until now we are having very nice result. The first cycle we managed to fund 7 proposals. So we got 10 at the beginning, and the top 7 were funded. So from a Cardano embassy in Polkadot, some moderation, some workshops, for example, in different regions. I think it's a good initiative. As I said, it's not huge funding for business development, for example, but can be helpful for someone who wants to train or to want to create workshops or meetups, for example, in the regions. And also beyond the monetary rewards, we're trying to create more social incentives for these members who are actually the backbone, I will say, of the community. So I know many of you, I know you, Daniel, have been doing an amazing work in Africa. And as you, many others in different regions of the world are trying to push the Cardano's mission ahead. So we're trying to also reward that through social incentives. So we manage the community accounts, the Cardano community accounts. So we're trying to highlight every contribution that the ambassadors are putting out there. So everyone is recognizing what our ambassadors are doing. And I think that is very valuable also for developing a personal brand, for example, but also to mix what you're doing with your personal project. So even if the program is not to fund your personal initiatives, it also can create like a good way to connect with other members. Josie said very well in the beginning, it's like Cardano community is probably one of the main values or the highest value we have as an ecosystem, because you join to every space, Townhall, or even Telegram groups, and you will find someone to guide you, to help you. And when these ambassadors are doing that kind of contribution, we're trying to highlight that so we can take their work and their contribution beyond the actual state. We also have our own space. We use a Slack channel and also the Cardano forum. We have an exclusive hub into the Cardano forum, and that also help us to documenting the work and the evolution of the program. So we have been a little bit quiet last year, and now we're trying to go outside because we polish, we clean the house, and we are ready to also welcome more people in the community who want to be part of the program, who want to use this tool, who want to join in this collaborative environment. We have a Slack channel to organize our work, to create the collaboration, to also decide what can be highlighted outside from the Cardano community accounts, for example, making the navigation easier for every member. We have like clear tools for the funding, for the monetary and for the social incentives. We're also trying to promote the Cardano 2020 brand kit. So we decided to use the red color, as you know probably, or if you don't, the original Cardano brand, which is some of the most recognized brand outside the Cardano ecosystem. I'm talking about blockchain and cryptocurrencies. It has different colors. We are very familiar with the blue color, the blue Cardano color. We also have the green one and the red one. And we're using the red one to identify what every ambassador is doing outside. So trying also, as I said before, highlight the works we're doing in the program. So we're trying to create this kind of building where we have like a very, very anti-fragile infrastructure where we can collaborate, but also a future-ready ambassador program, because the Cardano ecosystem is constantly changing. And I think the ambassadors who has been here for years trying to push the Cardano's mission are the ones that will kind of de-risk this decentralization and this growing. So the ambassadors are the multipliers of the community, and they're the leads that the Cardano needs for the future. So if you want to join to the program, as I say, it's not for new joiners. So you have to be here contributing, and you have to show your contributions to the community of the ambassadors. You can send me an email straight up. It's in the screen. Or you can go to cardano.org/ambassadors. I think I can put it here in the chat. You will follow some instructions. So you have to create an account in the forum first and navigate a little bit. I know this can be a little bit tricky for someone. I have received that feedback already. We tried to lower the barrier through the forum, but we also need that the people in the program use the forum, because it's the way we collect the information. We have long format conversations there. We have monthly calls every month. We try to get like good speaker, good educational value, some alphas from new projects. And yeah, I think I took a little bit too much time, but I want to share a video with you.
Since 2018, the Cardano Ambassador Program has recognized and empowered community leaders who are expanding Cardano's global reach and strengthening its ecosystem. From over 35 countries, 80 ambassadors of different ages, backgrounds, and professions create lasting impact through education, connection, and innovation. They contribute content in more than 17 languages and represent the heart of Cardano's decentralized mission. They host meetups and workshops, craft content, advocate for blockchain education, lead open source development, and moderate meaningful dialogue across 50 channels and 9 platforms. Some translate key resources, others build tools or launch local partnerships, but all contribute to the same goal: growing Cardano together. Ambassadors receive recognition, early access to resources, and opportunities to collaborate and lead within the ecosystem. But ambassadorship isn't a title, it's a reflection of action. If you're already contributing to the Cardano community, your journey may already be underway. Cardano Ambassadors, elevating communities, one block at a time.
Okay, guys, that was my presentation. I was rambling a little bit. I was nervous because I couldn't get the system working at the beginning, but yeah, if you have any question, I'm happy to answer, or if you want to send me a DM or an email, I will happy to guide you through the process for the interest form, and yeah, make your life easier to get into the program.
Amazing presentation. So there was a question earlier on. I think someone was asking, when are you taking new ambassadors?
Okay, so we received the interest form. You have to fill a form, and we review every month. So once a month we review and we decide. So basically the criteria we use is we see the contributions the ambassadors are doing. That's the first one. So if you have been here, let's say 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, or even more, creating content, organizing meetups, or doing business development or whatever you think is valuable. We evaluate that. And also with some regional interests. For example, we have a lot of ambassadors from Argentina. It's one of the most represented regions, but we want to also focus on regions that we don't have any ambassadors there. Anyhow, if you get selected or not, you will get an email back with the reasons so you can keep trying. So the idea is not just to reject people just because. So kind of encouraging people to level up their work, creating more impact, and hopefully everyone who wants to join and they feel that they're going to make a good job as an ambassador, they will get accepted.
Well explained. So those of you, I know a lot of you here on the call, you are doing so well in your community, promoting Cardano in your various university schools. This is a time for you to bring the evidences, the things that you are doing before. Use it as your CV to apply it and become a Cardano ambassador so that your voluntary activities can actually be rewarded monthly. I think this is one of the few things that you can do to help yourself as a Cardano enthusiast. If you are not following us on any of our social media, please, I just shared the links to the chat right now. You can join our Telegram. We have about 250 members on Telegram. You can also join us where we post most of our recaps. We have a website that have all our programs that we have done for the past 3 years. And also, you can send us an email if there's something that you want us to talk about at our next town hall, or you want to be a speaker at our African town hall. You can send us an email or WhatsApp us or send us text on Telegram, and we'll give you the chance to do so. At this moment, I'm not sure any of you have questions for Sebastian. And kindly take the opportunity, the information that he has shared so far, and make good use of it. We will be wrapping up very soon. Like I shared earlier on with you concerning our agenda. At the moment, we are come to tell you about our program that we are having tomorrow. Those of you that joined earlier on, you noticed that Josephine spoke about one of our funded proposals, and this project that we are doing tomorrow is actually a part of the milestones that we are supposed to meet. And we are meeting 50 university students tomorrow in Ghana, telling them about the governance, Cardano, and how they can also participate. Most of them too are young entrepreneurs, and I'm sure they will be glad to watch the recorded video as well and also empower them. So as part of our core mandate to empower young entrepreneurs in Africa, this project is also pushing us forward. The partners on this project is the Accra Resource Center, which is also a Web3 resource center in Accra, where young people go there to study. We also have Remostat, and then their CEO is Obio, who happened to be our community manager in Nigeria as well. He's also doing amazing so well. So if you are in Ghana tomorrow, please make a date and join the event tomorrow. And there will be a souvenir. We have printed a lot of souvenirs that will be given for you to take home as a remembrance for attending our conference. As a young entrepreneur or a blockchain enthusiast, it's always better to get the fundamentals right? So, Josephine spoke about it already, but we also have it on our slide. Get the fundamentals, get empowered, get certified in blockchain, and this is one of the platforms, kind of the blockchain learning platforms that you can visit and get yourself empowered and know what is Web3 first before you start any other thing. There are a lot of other things too that is going on, and I'll let Obio to tell us the most recent Cardano Foundation decision to delegate some of their money to 7D reps. Obio, if you are there, just give us something brief, because we know you have been following governance and you're also a member of the Interset. So tell us, how significant is this to the community? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Daniel. Yeah, so I think these updates came up very significant for us. for a lot of people, I think there's been a lot of question about who are the ones that are currently having a lot of delegations and how the delegation is actually skewed. As a result of this, we find out that few D-reps have power or can actually influence conversations, right? And this was actually a strategic move by the Cardano Foundation to focus on the builders, right? Developer D-reps that actually do have developer experience. The implication of this is that next time we are having a governance action, we are going to be having the input from D-reps who actually understand the technicalities, right, behind that. A lot of them were mentioned. I think one such is Socios. I think Socios DAO was one of the entities that was mentioned, and I think for me that was quite a great one, because you want to also look at what each D-rep aligns with. And I think with Socios being a developer that also thinks about the social impact, I think it benefits us in Africa, especially knowing fully well that someone is going to be there voting and also thinking, how does this vote not just affect the impact, the technicalities of the of the technicalities or the tech stack of Cardano, but also the social impact of that governance action, which has been something that has been missing a whole lot. There are a lot more builders and developer D-reps. We hope that this would actually be a step that would actually attract more guys with the large wealth to actually think of delegating to more of these developer D-reps, yeah.
Okay, Obio, thank you very much for highlighting and letting the community know the significance of the bold step that the Cardano Foundation have taken. And that's a very great decision that the foundation have taken so far. So these are also some of the programs that we run as the African Town Hall. We don't only do virtual meetings, we do physical. Our mission is to expand to other parts of Africa. So we have a partnership and expansion project that we are running. We also have a DeFi Africa. We have internet adoption projects. We have a blockchain survey. We are doing research on blockchain, how we can actually involve the local government into blockchain or onboard them into the Cardano blockchain. That's the blockchain survey that we are doing. And we're also doing the blockchain educations, which is engaging with the university students. So if you are interested in any of our programs and you want to take part or partner with us or give us an idea on how we can further reach all these resource people or the stakeholders, our doors are always open to welcome you and your decisions. And also, if you want to be part of us, you are welcome to do that. So on that note, I would say thank you very much for your time and your contribution, Josephine and Sebastian. We really appreciate you for honoring our invitation. We know the invite came very shortly, but you didn't turn us down. You accepted to come and give us this knowledge. And trust me, you have empowered more than, you can see that only 30 people came today, but you have empowered more than 30 people, because this video will go out. Those that cannot even make it today will be able to watch it and get empowered. And the next time any of us want to start a Web3 company or setup, you know where to go, the resources that which is available for us and how we should go about it. This is very brilliant, and we expect more of this from you. Since this is a first step of resources, you'll be expecting second step and how we can grow. So please, anytime you have something that you want to discuss with us, please let us know. We'll open our doors for you. We want to hear more from you. So on that note, our next meeting will be on 6th June. So please, my fellow Africans, do not let this be the last meeting that you are coming. Please join us again on the 6th of June as we will be announcing our next resource person that will be taking us through very soon on our S Media. And officially, we have come to an end with today's episode. Recording will be stopped. However, if you want to stay and have a chit chat, you can stay and have a chat. Thank you very much and see you on 6th of June. Au revoir, bonjour, good night.